The doctrine of the Trinity is based on the words in John that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And a lot of debate has gone on about that over the centuries, and it's funny that no one really understands it. The Catholics canonized their version of the Trinity in the Middle Ages. But I have an idea that if we substitute word for logos, which is what it really says, in the beginning was the logos, and the logos was with God, and the logos was God. And then we understand that logos isn't very accurately translated word, as in letters, but concept coming to be. It's an intellectual idea that is coming into existence, okay? Concept coming to be. So if we say, in the beginning was the concept coming to be, and the concept coming to be was with God, and the concept coming to be was God. It starts to give us some of this metaphysical breakdown that we talk about in other parts of our study at brosal.org. In fact, on Wednesdays we do a show now called Metaphysics and Christianity, and this is one of the topics we like to talk about is the Trinity. Now, if we think of the logos, this concept coming to be, and we look also in John where he says God is love, and in fact it's repeated in the New Testament a couple of times, but John's pretty clear that God is love. And if God is love and we replace love with this concept coming to be, what if the concept coming to be is love? Then we have in the beginning was the concept of love coming to be, and the concept of love coming to be was with God, and the concept of love coming to be was God. And so now you have something a little more tangible as the Trinity, because love is something that cannot exist in a vacuum. Love is an action like pistis, like faith. It's not belief, it's the action that we take based on something we believe. And so love is something that isn't static. Love is always happening. Something's being loved. And so if you think of the Trinity as love in the act of loving, then you get the metaphysical necessity of something to love, which is, for the Christians, the place where I can see the Father and the Son. The Son's always been there and always been loved by the Father in the metaphorical vernacular of the Scriptures. In the deeper metaphysical sense, the idea of love would always require something as its object, and that object would have to somehow be able to return that love or acknowledge it, for love to have found its reception, for love to be complete. And there's many times it says in the Bible that doing the Lord's will, giving everything essentially of ourselves, is what makes God's love in us complete. And so the Trinity to me can be more understood, if nothing more than to personalize it, for a religion with a personal God, that God is love, and love is something that is personal and is happening all the time. And from the very beginning, there was the necessity of the Son, or the object of God's love, which then continues to transcend out of necessity into the dimensional existence that we call reality, where the Word, or the Logos, or the concept of love was made flesh.